This is Ashley. Welcome back to my channel. So today I am presenting two new items from the Celestial Divinity Holiday Collection by McGrath. But first, if you are new to this channel, thank you for coming, and if you're an oldie but a goodie, welcome on back. My name is Ashley. Like I just said, I have a doctorate in pharmacy, and I love makeup. So that's how you get Dr. Ash and her makeup, but please just call me Ash or Ashley. And eyeshadow tends to be my jam for real, and McGrath is really my jam. So I picked up two new items from the Celestial Divinity Holiday Collection for 2020, and she had three quads that came out, but I just decided to opt into getting one quad, which was Interstellar Icons. I felt like this quad was really gorgeous. It was a little bit different. It didn't have the pinks that we have kind of been seeing a lot, and the particular quad that is that has the lavendarian in it, I'll show a picture. I just knew that we had kind of like that pink matte. We have it in Divine Rose 2. We had that pink type of matte in La Vie en Rose. And I just really wasn't as interested in it as I love this one, okay? So today I am presenting a look with it for this particular quad. And it is 4 shades, and they are 4 gorgeous shades. Now, one shade is a repeat, the shade Blue Blood right here. You can find this in the Decadence palette. And I believe you can also find it in one of the Eye Ecstasy kits, which is Subversive, I want to say. Now, unlike the quads of Holiday 2019, this quad actually retails for $58, and that is still pretty pricey. The quads actually launched on McGrath website along with the highlighter that I'll get to in just a second on October 9th, and then became available in Sephora on October 16th. Only this particular quad with Interstellar Icons and Risque Rose is actually available on Sephora now. There's no clue if the other quad is going to make it to Sephora so far. So the reason why this particular quad is $58 versus the quads of last year. Last year, the quads were actually Blitz Astral shades, which are the shades that you find at the end of her big mothership palettes. Where this particular quads, they're gorgeous, but they are a mix of different finishes from McGrath. So this one is actually all shimmer. There are no mattes. Other two quads do actually have mattes in them. So I ordered this. It just arrived. The shipping... Okay, so I'm just going to take this with a grain of salt because there's a lot of things going on in the world right now. I have ordered from other makeup brands, and it's been equally just as slow, or if not slower, okay? But I feel like with McGrath, we're just such in a rush. She's a higher end brand, so we just expect super fast shipping. And I mean, yes, you want to be updated, but as soon as my item shipped, I literally got it so fast. Actually, I just got notification, I want to say, today is Thursday, so I just got notification on Tuesday that my item was going to ship, and that was later in the day. So yesterday when I went to sleep on Wednesday night, late Wednesday night, my palette was actually in Ohio. I live in Chicago, Illinois. By the time I woke up Thursday morning, it was on the truck in Chicago, Illinois, and I had this palette and my highlighter in my possession by 11 a.m. So I know it's been a lot of things going on, but I'm just going to take it with a grain of salt. We don't know what the social distancing precautions are. As you guys know, I'm a pharmacist. It's a lot of medications on back order too right now. So you're just like, it is what it is. And like I said, I've ordered from a lot of makeup brands during this pandemic, and it's been equally as slow. So I'm just going to leave that as that. Now, I also picked up the highlighter, and woo, this baby is gorgeous. She released one highlighter. We have been dying for more cheek products, and she has finally given us. Now, she has had a highlighter trio and some balm sticks, but this is more of a traditional highlighter, and the packaging, I mean, honestly, do you see how big, how thick? It is actually very much weighted. It has, let's see, it is good for 12 months once you open the highlighter, and let's see, it says it is 6.5 grams of product in this particular highlighter, and it does have a little sticker on the back that tells you that. When you open it, you just twist it, and it's definitely a statement piece. So like I said, it's just the one shade. So this is the top and this is the bottom, and both are equally as weighted. I mean, you're talking about a standout piece in your collection with this particular highlighter. So I am going to go ahead and present this look to you guys, and then we're going to talk about some final thoughts with the two pieces that I did pick up from this particular part of the holiday collection. Right, my eyelids are primed, they're ready to go. I use my same concealer that I always use, which is the Too Faced Multi-Sculpting Concealer in the shade Butterscotch. Eyebrows are filled in using my Goof Proof Brow Pencil, shade 3.75. I picked up my Wayne Goss number 16. We're just going to take a big fluffy blending brush, and we're going to start with the shade called Blue Blood, which is the deepest shade in the palette right here. It's a very gorgeous shade, and this is also the shade that was a dupe. Well, not a dupe, it's a duplicate, and it is a repaint shade basically. You can find that shade in Decadence, but the great thing about this particular formula is the fact that it blends out so nicely. So this is actually one of my favorite shades in the Pat McGrath lineup. And so apparently I knew we were going smoky, but I guess I didn't realize we were just going all the way in. So, cause yeah, fluffy blending brush, yeah, you're going to disperse the product kind of out there. But the nice thing, look how easy that blends. And then when we want to pack it on or make it more pronounced, guess what? We'll just go in with a smaller brush. So I'm just blending this back and forth and making sure our blend is good. And I'm just going to kind of feather that out and soften up that edge right here. And then I'm just going to kind of wing it out right there. So far this shade is really, really pretty. And I like how that looks. So it's going to start off a nice little gradient. Right, now that I have that blended out, I'm going to go in with this Refer number 19 brush right here. And I'm going to pick up the same shade, Blue Blood. But as you can see, this brush is a lot tighter. So that will help us just like concentrate the shadow. And I'm just going to intensify the crease. And this shade is gorgeous. Oh my gosh. So I'm just like slowly going back and forth, windshield wiper motions, just like that. So now that we have this shade blended out, you can see more of the actual Blue Blood color versus like the blackened base. So because we use that smaller brush. Going in with the shade Divine Dahlia, which is, oh my God, looking so beautiful. I'm excited. I have my Sonia G. This is my Builder Pro. And I'm just loading up the brush, and we're going to just start packing this onto the outer corner. And you notice I didn't bring Blue Blood down, so we'll see how this works out first. But this shade is looking pretty deep. And it is very pretty. It's like a grayish taupe. And it does have small micro fleck glitters in it. And then I'm just going to slowly kind of bring that up into the crease. And I'm just going to bring that, keep bringing it over into the eye. And I'm liking how that looks. So pretty. Right, now that we have that shade down, and I can see this shade like all over the lid, that would look really pretty. We are going to go in with Hypnotic, the blue shade. Ooh-wee. I can't wait to see what this is going to look like. So, okay, so I'm just using that same brush. I just wiped it off in my little makeup towel that I keep by me, and I'm just going to start placing this down on the rest of the crease. And this is laying down really nicely, but because it's a duochrome, and sometimes I feel like you can't get the full like capability of a duochrome until you kind of lay it down with your finger. But it's kind of pretty. It's like a little burst of color. You don't have to go in so blue. I'm gonna pick up my finger, or I'm gonna use my finger and pick up some of the shadow, and look at Like you just get that punch a little bit faster. Wow. That is really, really gorgeous. And I am just laying it down. Now you don't need Fix Plus for it, but I feel like you see it more when I turn my eye like this versus here. But you do kind of see like that starburst pop of color, and I really do like that. And I'm just picking up my finger and I just keep adding more shadow basically. Now with my flat definer brush by Sonia G, we're going to go in with Golden Polaris here, and I'm just going to pop that in as a little inner corner highlight. Ooh, this shade I'm sure will look amazing all over the lid, and this shade and Blue Blood together would be amazing. Putting back in Wayne Goss number 19 brush. I think I said this was a rougher brush earlier. It's a number 19 brush, sorry guys. And I'm just gonna go back in with Blue Blood and just intensify this right in the crease area. It's right here. So it can be just dramatic. Alright, so I'll be back. I'm gonna do my face makeup and I'll be right. Alright, I am back. Lashes are on. Oh baby, this look. So we're almost finished. Grabbing the quad again. We're gonna go in with the flat definer brush by Sonia G. Don't drop it. Okay, thanks. And I'm going to pick up a little bit of Blue Blood. And we're just going to, you know, run it right underneath the eye. And I did go in with my Blitz Emerald pencil. Oh, Blitz Blue, excuse me, Emerald is green. I went in with my Blitz Blue pencil by Pat McGrath on that bottom waterline, just to kind of accentuate the blue. And I'm just going to connect it out. All right, so I have that underneath the eyelid. And I am going to just take that same brush and I'm gonna go in with, what is this, Divine Dahlia. And I'm just going to pop a little bit of that in the center, like so. Well, okay, it doesn't, let's see, did it pick it up? Okay, there we go. Just to give a little extra shimmer. And I'll just go in with some mascara on the lower lash line. And this is my Bad Girl Bang. Nothing new here. All right, and this is the look. How pretty is this? Oh my. Look at it. All right, so let's stop. Let's get into the highlighter. Woo, baby, look, honey, heavy, like a paperweight. So let's see. Here we go. This is what it looks like. So pretty. Haven't even swatched it, put my little grubby fingers in it or anything. So this is actually, believe it or not, one of my favorite brushes to do my highlighter with. I'm just gonna wipe it off a little bit in my towel. And let's see, let's just go in with it. Okay, so I do have a little bit of blush. Have on my Mented Cosmetic blush. So it has a tiny bit of sheen to it, but I kept it by here. I'm gonna put the highlight more here. So let's go ahead. Let's see. Pick up some of the highlighter. I was like, is it picking up? Let's see it. I think it is. Okay. Ooh. I'm just going to give it a good swirl. Let's see. Oh, wow. That is pretty. Do you see it? So you can add it in, like, you know, you can really, really take it there, or you can kind of soften it out. I like to do mine like a subtle, soft bling, like, you know. So this is actually really, really pretty, and I like the hue of it. And I actually just kind of put some right above that, but that's pretty gorgeous. This quad, this highlighter, woo, child. You don't really need a lot, but because I'm using this particular brush where it kind of picks up a little less product, it makes it look a little bit more natural, and it's like, it's glowy, but it's not like bam, you know, you kind of have to pick up a little bit more product, go back in. But look at that. That is really pretty. It's not too icy. It's like just right. I like it. Let's see. So far, so good. So I'm gonna pull out so you can see the look a little bit more in its entirety. I'm gonna find some earrings and I shall return. Okay, I'm back and this is the final look. I just think it looks so gorgeous and I just feel like this look is embodying what Pat McGrath Labs is really about. I mean, my look is just shiny, it's glistening from all angles. The colors just mesh so well together. And I feel like the Interstellar Icons quad is just so fabulous. I'm so glad I picked this up out of all three of the quads. I just wasn't really feeling the other quads like I mentioned earlier, but I really do like this one. I really like blues. The shade Blue Blood is one of my favorite shades out of her entire lineup of shadows. Now it's just a tiny bit disappointing that this is a repeat shade, but as far as the overall color scheme, I think it makes total sense. Now the shade Hypnotic, it is beautiful. It has so many blue microfine glitter reflex, and then you still see that shift of purple. Then you have Divine Dahlia. That is like a gorgeous standout taupey yet kind of green shade. It's beautiful, mixed with Golden Polaris, which is my type of gold. I've kind of talked about how I really like bronzes more, but I do like gold when it's more toned down, maybe a little bit more warmer, not so much bright, stark, yellow based golds, but a little bit more melony golds. Those are my jam. And this is just really reading this with, it has like a hint of cool tone. So I feel like no matter which way you manipulate this palette, you're gonna get some gorgeous looks. To me, that this palette is a companion palette, this palette is a standalone palette, and this palette is a palette that you want to dip in and just grab a shade as you want to though. So I'm really glad I picked this up, and I feel like this just is so standout, and it just screams like what you expect or what you get when you purchase Pat McGrath. Now, the palette that just kind of comes to mind when you think about Interstellar Icons, and I love how like everything just kind of ties together down from like Mothership 1 down to, so Mothership 1 is Subliminal. This is a Subliminal palette. Now she's not calling this a Subliminal palette, but everything just kind of flows. So this palette was one of the first holiday releases. This is released in 2018. And so you do have a couple of similar shades in this particular palette. So of course what comes to mind is the color Interstellar, which is right here. Let me pop this card out. Okay. So when you pop Interstellar out, or when you pop the card out and you get Interstellar, Interstellar is a little bit more gritty. And this one is a little bit more blue shade. Interstellar has a little bit more purple. Let's see. That is Interstellar. And then I'll just go ahead and swatch Hypnotic. And let me just bring you in so you can see this better. So this is Interstellar. This is Hypnotic. Hypnotic is from the new quad. So when we put them side by side right here, you could just kind of tell the difference where Interstellar is a little bit more blue, a little bit more packed with a base shade, versus Hypnotic is more a little bit topper in nature, has a little bit more blue reflex sparkle. So, but both are very pretty and kind of have somewhat similar of the same base. So if you can't, if you don't want to get the quad because you're feeling like, oh, maybe it's, too similar, these shades are somewhat, you can pass it off. Another shade that comes to mind when we think about this palette is the shade Metropolis. So I'll go ahead, and these Metropolis and Blue Blood are actually like the same particular formula. Metropolis is quite deeper as I knock over everything. And then we have Blue Blood, but these are the two shades right here. This is Metropolis, this is Blue Blood. So yeah, as you can see, Metropolis is definitely deeper, more eggplant, where versus you have Blue Blood is a little bit more aubergine burgundy type of color. Then the last shade that you can kind of compare in this palette is the shade Entice right here. And we're going to go in with Golden Polaris from Interstellar Icons. So we have Entice, and then we have Golden Polaris. Golden Polaris feels a little bit smoother and creamier versus Entice. Entice has a little bit more texture. So I'm just going to lay those two down right there. So Golden Polaris, like I said, it's a little bit more, it's a little brighter, and it has a little bit more punch to it, and it has like just, you know, just a little bit more sparkle and shine versus Entice, which is really more of the warmer gold side. So those are the shades that just kind of really come to mind when we're talking about like something you might have in your collection if you're debating on if you want to get this particular quad or not. But I feel like the shades in this particular quad are very stand out, and it's not a dupe, you know. So, you know, but if you feel like there's no need, then there's no need. So, but I just like having both. And plus the shade Divine Dahlia, oh my gosh, amazing. So let's jump into this little bad mamma jamma right here, which is the highlighter, which is Champagne Gold. I think it's beautiful. It is just like the most gorgeous thing ever. And this is just definitely, I feel like, a statement piece to my collection. Like, you're just not going to find anything like this basically in the makeup world laying around. It's just like one of those statement pieces that you just need. Like, you're going to use it, you enjoy the product, but then it's just like, wow, what is that when you look at it? Kind of like what I feel like about this bear, this Moschino bear with Sephora collection, you know. It stand out. It's like, yes, the product in there is great, but it's like, that's a conversation piece on your vanity. And the highlight in here is so gorgeous. I feel like she did a great job with the formulation. I like that it's a twist top because your product is protected versus just kind of placing it on there. And I like how heavy it is. Both ends are heavy, and I feel like that's great. Now, for one shade, I feel like this is a great shade because this is a shade that's going to complement a wide variety of skin complexions. You cannot doubt that. And on here, I was just kind of testing it out and making it a little bit, you know, more impactful. Let's be honest, like, I'm refilming this part because I don't know what I was saying. So I made it a little bit more intense. So if you just take your finger and do like this, or maybe use a more tightly packed brush versus the one I was using right here, you get a more intense glow on this side versus on this side where you have more of a subtle but intense glow. And I prefer this side. This is how I actually prefer to wear my highlighters. Now this side, I feel like you might get a little bit more texture when you intensify it, but if you kind of blend it out, take your time and build it up to what you want it to be, you don't get so much texture. You don't get the texture. And I have like this right here is actually a mole right here. I don't have texture, but it's a little raised mole that I have. But overall, I feel like it's gorgeous. I don't have anything to dupe it to unless we kind of take a Pat McGrath shade. I don't tend to wear champagne highlighters, but I'm really digging this. I feel like it's gorgeous. And like I said, it's just a gorgeous stand out piece in the collection. It just screams holiday. It screams Pat McGrath. I just feel like I look at the little robots that she puts up on her Instagram when I look at this highlighter. It is simply gorgeous, and I feel like she really outdid herself with this packaging. Yes, it's super pricey, but like, come on. I mean, come on. It's like a hockey puck, like a golden hockey puck. So with that being said, I hope you love the demo. I know I usually do more looks when I demo eyeshadow palette for the very first time. So I do have another look coming, but it's going to be another fun little format. So just keep looking out for that. You'll see it soon. And I hope you enjoyed this look. Let me know what you think down below. Did you pick up any of the quads? Did you just settle for one? I know quite a few people picked up the quad that I have and the highlighter. And I feel like I'm so good with this. Like, but don't hold me to nothing because, you know, I might pop up with the other two quads. Just don't say nothing, okay? Thank you. But I feel like this collection is just stunning. You know, it's just a little something for everybody when we're talking about Celestial Divinity in its totality. So, like I said before, just leave me a comment down below. Give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel because you know I would love to have you here in my little makeup family. And with that being said, you already know what time it is. It's time for the charity dance. Hey, 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 charity. Charity. All right, guys. Bye.